In case you didn't know, Hyperkin announced the Xbox Controller S. They are making a rendition of this controller. This one, the one from the original Xbox, the one that went to replace the Duke as a retail controller in every original Xbox. And yeah, in my opinion, this was the best controller of that generation, like the PS2, GameCube, Xbox, and Dreamcast generation. I've never been a fan of the DualShock, honestly. And the GameCube controller was very gimmicky. You couldn't really play FPSs with that one because the second stick didn't have a proper analog. It wasn't a bad controller, but it wasn't good for all games. This one was perfect in my opinion. The only thing it lacked was the bumpers, but everything else was perfect. Were very ergonomic, very solid build. The D-pad was actually good. I remember playing fighting games without a problem with this D-pad. Way better than the 361. And yeah, Hyperkin has released in recent years the Duke, which I have. I'll show on screen. And last year, I think they released the 360 controller as well. I haven't bought that one because honestly, I still have functioning 360 controllers, so there's no point in me buying another controller. I already have. But yeah, the problem with the Duke is that it is faithful to the original model, but it lacks bumpers, and the place where they've put bumpers is not very practical on the Duke. So we'll have to see where they put the bumpers in this on this controller too, because the black and white buttons do work, but of course they're not as convenient and like easy to reach like the bumpers are. So to see how viable this controller is, we'll have to see where they actually put the bumpers. A good thing about this controller compared to the Duke and the 360 re-release they just did is that this one is going to have all effect sticks and triggers. So it's definitely gonna be interesting because I was waiting for a re-release of this controller because, like I said, it was my favorite controller of that generation. But I have to see where they put the bumpers because that will make or break this controller for me. So we'll see. But yeah, I think I'll buy it because I really like this controller. Let me know what you think of this one if you ever tried, or the Duke as well. I like the Duke too, but the problem with the Duke is that you can't really use it for modern games because it doesn't have bumpers. You can use it for games that don't require all the back buttons, like all the shoulder buttons, but if a game only requires the two triggers, it's fine. But if it's a game that requires you to press the bumpers as well pretty frequently, it's not gonna be viable. Yeah. So yeah, let me know if you care, if you think, what do you think, if you're gonna buy it, and so on. And see you on the next video. Bye bye.